You are absolutely correct. I did. Trans femme ERIS was my idea. And I get it. The theory is insane. Like, it is crack pottery of the highest order. But also, if ERIS is going to be mates with Morgan, I wouldn't want that personally. But if he is going to be mates with Morgan, this is the only way I could get behind it. So putting all of my feelings, my positive feelings about Neris and Azeris aside, at the end of the day, Eris's canonical connections are with Morgan. There's this whole thing about, like, Eris knows what happened that day. Morgan barely knows what happened that day, but Eris does. And he's got this whole thing where he's like, oh, like, she knows the truth. She's never revealed it. I did this, and this. And one day I'll tell you what I gave up. Morgan, for her part, her recollection of what happened when she was left in the woods, or when Eris left her in the woods, is admittedly just not all there, if I remember correctly. Like, it's like A Court of Frost and Starlight doesn't actually shed any light on the situation at all. We just get a little piece of what Morgan was thinking in that moment, and she's too addled with the torture to really give us a clear picture. Okay, fine. But at the end of the day, it's Eris knows something about Morgan that not even Morgan knows. So I was thinking about that in the back of my head, like when I was reading ACOTAR for the first time, even for the second time, because I held on to this theory for a little bit. It was this thing where at the end of the book, and Cassian and Eris are debriefing, and Eris is like being a little shit about it, and Cassian just kind of looks at him, and he's just like, you're a guy who got tortured for us, and you kept our secrets, and you did this, and this, and you're actually not a bad guy, but you still left Morgan in the woods. I can't put my image of you being the guy who left Morgan in the woods with this guy who's going out of his way to help us. And Eris is like, me, like he's being like a little shit about it. And maybe I'm not remembering this right, because I don't have ACOTAR in front of me right now, but I remember Cassian says something about, I think you're a good male, even if you don't think you're a good male, even if like all of the evidence to the contrary is in front of me, from what I'm seeing of you now, I think you're a good male, and one day you're going to be brave enough to see that for yourself. And I was like, what if the thing that Eris is bristling at is not that he's good, but that he's male? And if he is mates with Morgan, Eris being a woman, like a trans woman, or trans femme, I guess, because they don't really have men and women in Prithian with the Fae, because they have males and females. That's like, I guess, like your biological sex. Prithian hasn't really gotten into, gender and things like that. Do I think ACOTAR as a series would handle that altogether well? No, but no, I actually don't at all. But at the same time, I think it's the only way to jive Morgan and Eris being mates together that doesn't feel like an erasure of Morgan's identity as a lesbian. Like, yes, she fucks Cassian, she fucks Hellion. How do you pronounce that again? I've been going back and forth either way. But whenever Morgan is on page fucking a guy, she's doing it for some ulterior motive. She didn't fuck Cassian because she was head over heels for Cassian, or she wanted to fuck Cassian. It was, she needed to get out of her marriage, and getting that Illyrian D was the fastest way to do it. She wasn't altogether happy about sleeping with Hellion, or Helion, or whatever. She just did it because she wanted to warn off Azrael, or she wanted to, assert her heterosexuality or something. That was just a very strange situation. I could go on and on about that whole thing with her and Azrael, but that is not the conversation that we are having today. And even when she tells Feyre about her sexuality and all of that, she's just like, I prefer females. Like, she prefers women. She's a lesbian. Yes, she could be bisexual, and far be it from me to erase this bi erasure is a thing, and it sucks, and we don't necessarily want to be like putting that forward in any way. Like, fuck bi erasure, fuck biphobia. But at the end of the day, I don't think that Morgan is bisexual. I think she's a lesbian who is used to falling back on, compulsive heterosexuality in order to get the things that she needs to get done, so to speak. And that happens. That is true to life. And if Eris ends up being Morgan's mate and Eris and Morgan end up, falling in love at some point, I think Eris being a trans femme male or like a trans woman, like Prithian has just the weirdest relationship with sex and gender because of this, men and women are a human thing and then males and females are a fae thing. It's very strange. But at the end of the day, I thought that if Eris and Morgan are going to be mates, I think Eris has to be a woman. And it would kind of make, and maybe that is being foreshadowed and I'm the only one who caught it, but I don't know. I have kind of walked this theory back. One, because I don't really want it to happen because I'm such a Neris girly. And I would rather Eris get with Nesta or Asriel than Morgan, personally. But the other side of this is that even if I'm right and Eris and Morgan end up being mates canonically, I don't really want that for Morgan. Because one, I don't think that this series has the mindset to get trans femme Eris off the ground and do it well. And I especially don't think that the series could do it without ultimately erasing Morgan's identity as a lesbian woman. I think it would just be, it could get very dicey, and a lot for all of the issues that this series has with identity and disability and race and gender and relationship stuff and all that. I love this series, but it has its issues. I just don't see SJM handling this with the level of the gravitas that it deserves. That being said, though, if I'm right, if I'm right, I'm going to carry that with me in my soul for years.